Now we're going to look at friction and heat in our energy calculations. So our setup here is simply a block on a ramp, and if I give it an initial velocity, I give it some kinetic energy with my hand, we'll see how high it goes. So in addition, our normal isolated system would just be kinetic got converted to potential, and then it should have slid back down. But it didn't because of friction. So friction is holding it up here, and it also acted as it slid up the ramp. So we've got to figure out how does that become involved. So we'll start with just our drawing of the system. Here is the ramp at an angle theta, and the mass starts down here, and we give it an initial velocity, and the mass ends up somewhere up here, and there it stops. And we're wondering is how high does it go in terms of this height? So we have a right triangle here, how high h, where the distance it actually traveled was d. So we're going to calculate this both in terms of energy, but also let's do it in terms of forces. And we'll see forces in kinematics, and we'll see if the two answers match. Now the forces in kinematics way is kind of long, and we've already done it in the past, similar problems, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. So what I'm going to do is go into YouTube mode. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel to do this calculation. Here we go. So we've got this thing and we have to draw a free body diagram. Okay, here's the mass right here, and we have mg down, and we have a normal force pointing up. Of course, we can break mg into a component along the direction down and perpendicular. Okay, so now we're ready to do it. So we're going to say sum of the forces parallel equals mass times the acceleration parallel. We're going to apply Newton's laws down the ramp. All right, so let's see. What are the forces parallel? One is the gravitational component down the ramp, mg sine theta. That's a component this way if that is also theta. Now, what about the other force? Also down the ramp, we have the friction force. Friction force plus the kinetic friction, mu k, times the normal force. What's the normal force? Well, it's the thing pushing into the ramp and pushing back, and it must be mg cosine theta. There's the sum of the forces, equals ma, like that. All right, so now we want to say we're going to take this acceleration, and I can cancel the masses, a, and we're going to put that in v final squared equals v initial squared plus 2ad. Of course, we know that the final squared is 0 because it came to rest. The initial squared is vi. So we have 0 equals vi squared plus 2, and the acceleration is this, but it's negative because it's accelerating down, and I find it up as positive, right? So it is minus g sine theta plus mu k. The minus is on the outside, so the minus is there, and the minus is there. G cosine theta. And then these two minuses could come out, make that a minus, these become pluses. Right, so we end up with vi squared equals all this. Vi squared equals 2 g sine theta plus 2 mu k g cosine theta. Oh my god, I forgot the d. Plus there's a d there, and therefore there is a d here. Oh, we got to deal with the d now. We went d, but we really care about h, so we just need to use the relationship that sine of theta equals h over d, right? So this d is equal to h over sine theta. H over sine theta, like that. Very nice. So now, if we bring all this together and solve for h, what do? Bring the sine theta up here, v squared sine theta in the top, sine theta in the top, and this whole mess down here in the bottom, 2g sine theta plus 2 mu k g cosine theta. Let's pull out the 2 like that. And let's pull out the g, why not? G sine theta plus mu k cosine theta. And there we have the height. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Oh my god. YouTube is so exhausting. Okay. Let's just calm down and let's do this with energy. That was the force way to do it. This was force. Let's do it with energy. So from what we've learned so far, you would just say delta k, delta k plus delta u equals 0, right? And you would do what we've been doing. Let's say we lost 1/2 mvi squared, right? We started at initial speed and went to 0, so that's minus 1/2 mvi squared. We gained some gravitational potential because we went up h plus mgh equals 0. So you solve for h, I think we were trying to find h, and you get h equals vi squared over 2g. Yeah, h equals vi squared over 2g. And that does not match this, right? That's because this is wrong. You can actually even tell that this has the mass going too high. Right? This is vi squared over 2g. this is vi squared over 2g with this extra part, and it's sine theta over sine theta plus something. And I guarantee you this something is positive because theta has to be between 0 and 90, so this isn't going to be negative. So the denominator is bigger than the numerator. Basically, it doesn't get as high. We know why it doesn't get as high. It's because friction took away some of the energy. So to do the energy part properly, we have to consider two things. One is that the friction force does work, if you want to think of it that way. And there's no reason it wouldn't. It's a force being applied to the block, and it's along the direction of the displacement of the block, so it's gonna do work. And another way to think of it is that heat, which is a form of energy, is generated. And since energy is conserved, that has to come from somewhere. So I know that if I slide the block up and down the ramp enough times, we know we'll generate some heat. So next board, we're going to think about these two and how to solve this properly with energy.